All right, so hello, my name's Maria. I'm going to be playing the role of the SSW in our crisis intervention phone call. We're doing scenario number 2, which is a domestic abuse situation.
Hello, my name is Rosemary. I'll be playing the role of a client.
Hello, my name is Nancy, and I'll be playing the role of the observer.
All right, perfect. Let's get her done. All right, ring, ring. Sorry, okay, that's not funny. Good evening, thank you for calling the crisis line. This is Marie speaking. How can I help you?
Good evening. This is Rosemary calling from 80 Arenda Court.
Hi, Rosemary. How are you tonight?
I'm not too good, Maria. I'm calling to report that I need help.
Okay. And what are you looking for help for tonight?
I'm calling for support because
Okay.
I've been going through a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I need help before something goes bad with me.
Oh, okay. So do you mind telling me a little bit about your situation, Rosemary?
My situation is my husband is he's been abusing me. He's
Okay.
beating me up,
Okay.
and this has been going for a long time, and I'm in denial
Okay.
because I'm so afraid that he's going to take my kids away from me, and I've been suffering for a long time.
Okay. How long has this been going on with you, Rosemary?
It's been going on for a long time. Like I said, it's been like over a year.
Mm-hmm.
And he keeps beating me, and it's not going well for me because I'm suffering.
Okay.
And then there's something going on in my head which I think I have I have to kill myself.
Okay. Okay, Rosemary. How about this? I'm wondering if you wanted to maybe do some breathing exercises with me. You're breathing a little bit heavy. Do you mind doing that with me, and then we can talk a little bit further with that?
Sure.
Okay, can you hear me breathing, Rosemary?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm gonna ask is we're just gonna breathe together a little bit, and then we're gonna try to match each other, okay?
Okay.
Okay, breathe with me in and out. And again, in and out. One more time, in and out. How are you feeling, Rosemary?
I'm feeling more relaxed now.
Okay, okay. All right, that's what I wanted to hear. So I'm just gonna ask you first, are you safe at the moment? Like, do you have anybody around you? Is there anybody with you?
I just have my kids with me locked in the room.
Oh, you have your kids. Okay. How old are your children?
My children are 12, 14, and 8.
Okay. All right. And you said that you're locked in a room?
Yes.
Are you locked in a room at your home?
I'm right in my room, yes.
Okay, and why are you locked in, Rosemary?
Because he just finished hitting me, and I ran away and locked myself in the room.
Where is he right now, Rosemary?
He just left the house.
He left the house. Okay, good. So your current mental state right now after our little exercise and with your children, where are you at, do you think? I'm gonna ask you between the numbers of 1 to 10, 1 being your mental state is low, and then 10, your mental state is pretty high.
I can say 5.
5, we're at a 5 right now? Okay, that sounds good. So you did mention earlier that you were thinking of suicide. So I'm just gonna ask you, are you actively thinking of dying by suicide?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I want you to know that that is okay, that that is an alright thought to be going through your head. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, Rosemary. Now, have you currently taken anything for that to happen?
I haven't. I some time ago when it happened, when I'm depressed, I'm feeling agitated. Several times that he hit me, I
Mm-hmm.
usually take lorazepam, a sleeping tablet,
Okay.
and in order to ease me to sleep
Mm-hmm.
if I'm depressed. But then sometimes I do take more than the dose,
Okay.
and if it comes to that I have that thought in my head that perhaps I might take more in
Okay.
order to kill myself, but I haven't taken overdose yet.
Okay. How long have you been taking these pills? Do you know?
Um, Close to a year now when this beating started, this abuse.
So the abuse started about a year ago.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a plan right now and according with your thoughts of suicide? Rosemary, are you still with me?
It's so hard. Like
Yeah.
I, I just want to end everything, but my children.
Yeah.
I'm also thinking about my children.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. That's totally fine. Okay. Rosemary, are you doing all right with me?
Yes,
Yes. Do you want to breathe a little bit again? Or are you okay?
I think I'm okay.
You're okay? All right. So it does sound like that you have the means for this. Would you how would you go about like what would be your means?
I was thinking that when I take it, I'm going to take a lot.
Mm-hmm. A lot
So
of what, Rosemary?
the drugs, the pills,
Okay.
yeah. But at the same time, I need help.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? That is what I am exactly here for. Okay? So thank you. Thank you so much for calling us. That's absolutely the first step. Thank you so much for calling us, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your reasons for wanting to die by suicide. Is that okay with you?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, so do you mind talking to me a little bit about the reasons for wanting to die?
Because I've seen my dad
Okay,
beat up my mom in the past.
okay,
I've seen my mom gone through a lot in life, and I can see it, coming back to me now.
yeah,
The same thing is happening to me,
yeah,
and then few times when my husband beat me and abused me,
mm-hmm,
he also threatens that he's going to take away my kids.
okay,
Yes, and he said if I leave him, he will take the kids, and I'll never see my kids again. So, but then I think if I don't have my kids with me, what is the need of staying alive?
yeah, okay,
But then I still want my children. I want to be alive for my children too.
okay. So, Rosemary, you actually just talked about a couple things that you want to live for. So, it sounds like you really want to live for your children, and it must be terrifying to think that they would be taken away from you.
Yes.
Yeah, very scary. I would be afraid as well. Um, so you've definitely brought up a lot of challenges that you faced in your life. Thank you for sharing that with me. I appreciate that, and I appreciate the strength that that comes with it. How are you doing right now, Rosemary? You sounded a little bit shaky there.
I'm doing okay.
You're,
I'm feeling that since I needed to call, that I have
mhm.
to express everything in my mind, so
Yeah,
I get the support I need.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Do you have any one in your life at the moment. Do you have any other supports right now?
I don't have any family members.
You don't have any family?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Any friends that maybe you could talk to?
Sometimes I do, but also because I don't want my friends to know what is going on in my life, I want
Right.
to keep it private.
Right, right. No, I totally get that. Especially kind of like in the mom circle, right?
Yes.
I can understand why that would be a concern for you. So, always talking to somebody like me or anybody else within my agency. We are a 24-hour agency, okay? So, if there ever comes to a point where you want to talk to somebody, you always can come and talk to us, okay? You can always call us. Again, we're 24 hours, we're 24/7, okay?
Okay.
So have you thought of any social supports maybe that you can go and see? Anything like that?
I was thinking of that because that would help me, socialize and be, meet new people. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anyone at this point in time. But also I can, because I used to go out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go to church and
Mm-hmm.
do some church activities. But
Okay.
of late, I've been in kind of like isolation due to what is going on in my life.
Okay.
So I also want to participate in the community.
Okay. So it sounds like faith is something that's important to you in your life.
Yes.
How are you with how close are you to your faith?
I'm very much close to my faith, but
Mm-hmm.
like I said, because of things that are going on with me,
Mm-hmm.
my life is badly not doing so well.
Okay.
I'm distancing myself away from people.
Okay. So have you ever heard of NA, so Narcotics Anonymous?
No, I haven't heard of it.
No? Okay. So Narcotics Anonymous would be a social support that you might be able to look into. You could go, it's like it says in the name, it's totally anonymous. You could sit, have conversations with people, or even just take a step back and listen to others. And I know that the Salvation Army, which is a faith based organization, holds NA meetings. So maybe that could be something to look into. That way you can maybe incorporate your faith back into your life a little bit and then talk to people who might have some similarities with you and can empathize with you.
Okay.
Does that sound like something that you would be interested in doing?
Yes.
Awesome. How are you feeling right now, Rosemary?
I'm feeling relaxed.
You're feeling relaxed. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, your mental state being pretty low, to 10, your mental state being pretty high. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling like 7.
7? Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful to hear. So, Rosemary, I just want to let you know that with your 7 and everything with you calling me, you are safe on this phone conversation. Everything that we have talked about has been confidential and it will continue to be confidential. And if you decide to call us again, whether you're talking to me or you're talking to anybody else, those conversations will always be confidential. You are safe with us.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I don't really know what to do here, guys. What time are we at? You can just talk. It's going to be in the video regardless.
Harm reduction.
Harm reduction strategies. Okay, harm reduction, harm reduction, harm reduction, harm reduction. Help. Oh, okay. When it comes to Rosemary, with
Yes.
your with your sleeping pills, do you think you can let me know how often you would maybe take one in a day?
Yes, I will.
Okay, how many do you think you would take in a day normally?
Because it's for when needed.
Okay,
If I don't get enough sleep, I usually take 1 milligram at night.
okay,
Not more than 1 milligram at night.
not more than 1 milligram a night.
Yes.
Okay, and you also did mention that when you are feeling a little bit depressed, so your mental state is a little bit lower than normal,
Yes.
you do take some extras. How many do you think you'll take in that time?
I take 5 milligram.
Oh, okay, so, okay. How often do you think you do this within a week?
I usually like 3 times a week.
3 times a week?
Yes, and I'm beginning to even get more agitated
Okay,
when he beats me,
yeah,
and then I'm not able to control myself, and I'm not able to relax. Then I take it so that I can just sleep.
okay. Um, do you think there's any, are there any other activities that maybe you did before these feelings came about that helped you to cope with any stress within your life?
Yes, I used to go to um, volunteer,
Oh, okay.
but then like I said, things turned out the other way when
Mm-hmm.
he started hitting me more.
Okay.
I I then withdrew myself. I became isolated,
Okay.
and even I started drinking.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yes, so it's drinking and taking the pills that I started feeling those thoughts of not belonging, thoughts of suicide.
Okay. Rosemary, how often have you started? How often do you drink? Do you think?
I drink when I am not in a good mood, like when I'm feeling agitated. I
Okay.
take like uh, two glass of wine. Sometimes I mix it with vodka
Oh,
just
okay.
to just to forget my sorrow.
Okay. Have you ever taken your pills with the alcohol together?
Yes, one time I tried it and
Okay.
I almost passed out. So
Okay. Okay. Is there any way that we can discuss? You can just talk. It's gonna be in the video. Okay, good, thank you. Me too. Do you think there's any way that we can talk about possibly you reducing the amount of milligrams that you're taking anytime your mental state is high? You did say that you take usually 5
yes,
when your
five
mental state
milligram.
is low. And then with
Yes,
your drinking, that does worry me a little bit,
yes,
only because with the two things combined, um, there might be some what's the word that I'm looking for? Side effects. There might be some negative, very negative side effects. Um, with that, do you ever find yourself maybe losing track of time?
sometimes, yes.
Sometimes, okay. Um, have your children ever noted anything lately? Have they ever mentioned um, possibly something that you did but you just couldn't remember what it was? You
Yes,
had no memory of it?
they sometimes tell me what I did and I have no memory because sometimes I pass out on the couch
Okay.
and then my children will come up and say, "Mommy, are you okay? Something happened to you." But I don't know how to. It's so overwhelming for me. I
Okay.
can't control all this.
Okay, Rosemary, don't worry. Listen, these things are totally normal. It's okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get through this, okay?
Okay.
How are you feeling now on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'm feeling 7 because I'm able to talk to you and I'm
Okay.
relaxed.
Okay, perfect. So we're still at a 7.
Yes.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Now, these little lapses in memories, or you're talking to your children, how do those things make you feel after you've heard those things?
It makes me feel that I'm a failure.
A
I have
failure.
disappointed my children.
Okay. And how exactly do you think that you failed them?
By not taking my role as a mother, I am supposed to be the one protecting them,
Mm-hmm.
but then I am failing my responsibility as a mom.
Mm-hmm.
But I cannot control myself. I don't know
Okay.
what to do.
Okay.
I want to be for my kids. At the same time, I'm hurting myself.
Yeah. Okay. You know what, Rosemary? I don't believe that you are being a failure. Just the fact that you're concerned about your children, that you're concerned about how they feel, means that you are doing for them what you need to do as a person, as a mother. I think that you calling us means that you are doing what's best for them and for yourself.
Yes,
Yeah?
yes, I think so.
You think so? I'm glad that you think so. That makes me very happy that you think so. Let's try to keep that as something to think about, okay?
Okay,
Let's keep failure out of the picture, okay?
okay.
Um, Now, how when you haven't been drinking, let's say there's maybe a day in the week. Is there a day in the week that you maybe aren't taking any medication or you aren't drinking?
Sometimes there are some good days,
Okay,
and sometimes there are really, really bad days when he has to like hit me and
gotcha.
yes.
Okay, and what do these good days look like, Rosemary? Do you think you could tell me?
The good days are when my kids keep me happy when I go to church,
Okay,
and then the bad days that when I'm left alone with him here, it's coming in and causing trouble and then hitting me and abusing me. That those are the bad days.
okay, okay. Um, I was going somewhere with that, but now I can't remember. The bad days, the good days. Um, um, Guys, I have a blank. I have a blank. I'm sorry. I have a blank. Um,
So you say you're gonna refer.
yeah, referrals, but okay. Okay. So Rosemary, I'm not sure if you are aware of this, but our agency actually offers individual counseling
Okay,
for people.
okay.
Now, do you think that that's something that you would be interested as opposed to the Salvation Army?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, that sounds wonderful. I do have a number here that I can give you on the chance that you would like to maybe call them one day.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, do you have a pen or maybe just type it into your phone?
Yes.
Okay, so the number is 905
Yeah.
234
Yes.
8637.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Now that is individual counseling. Now you would need to call during business hours. They're open 9 to 6,
Okay.
Monday to Friday, 11 to 5 Saturdays, and then 11 to 4 on Sundays. So you can call within those times, make an appointment, do an intake,
Okay.
and then hopefully we can get you in to see with a one-on-one counselor.
Okay. That sounds good.
That sounds good. That
Yes.
I'm so very glad to hear that, Rosemary.
Thank you,
Um,
Maria.
Now, Rosemary, what is it that you would be willing to commit to when it comes to outside supports besides my agency?
commit to being involved in the community.
Being involved with anything, whether it's doing the one-on-one, or going to the Salvation Army, or even after this phone call, I just want to make sure that you are committing to your safety at this point.
Yes. I would like to come back for counseling
Okay.
and then go to the Salvation Army right now.
Okay, so does that have to do with your feelings of safety?
Yes.
If you want, okay,
Yes.
so your feelings of safety. So there are a couple of emergency shelters within Peel.
Okay.
Okay, now I know that Salvation Army does have a family emergency shelter
Yes.
that you can go to if that's what you're feeling that you need to do.
Yeah, that's what I need to do because I don't want him to come back and hit me all over. I want to leave the house first and go for my safety and my children.
Okay, that sounds like a really good plan, and I'm very glad that you are thinking forward from this.
Yes.
Now, how will you keep yourself safe until the next time you talk to me or to anybody else? Sorry.
I'm not going to tell anybody where I am, and
Okay.
even this phone call that I did, I am going to delete.
You're going to delete the number. Do you?
So he wouldn't see.
Okay, so you mean delete the number from your phone?
Yes.
Okay, do you happen to have it written down anywhere else or maybe have it memorized?
I have it written down.
Okay, so Rosemary, I'd like to ask you a question.
Yes.
Okay, do you think that calling within the next 24 hours would be doable? That way you and I can have a conversation and we can regroup and figure out a new plan.
Yes, I think calling in the next 24 hours.
That sounds wonderful. So
Yes.
within the next 24 hours, you and I will be speaking again?
Yes.
All right, Rosemary, I will be keeping you to that, okay?
Okay, Maria, thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Rosemary, for calling. It took so much strength for you to do so. I will be looking forward to your phone call tomorrow,
Okay.
okay?
Yes, I will call you.
And I hope that you keep yourself safe.
Okay, Maria, I will.
Okay, Rosemary, you have a wonderful evening.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you again for calling. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
And click. Wow, that is not done well. And I apologize. I tried.
No, it's
I
not
tried.
scripted.
That was so hard. Okay, I'm done.